First of all, I got to ask you, what took you from winning the World Series of Poker to effectively wanting to bring together a bunch of florists from Main Street around America?
Are you insinuating that's not a natural transition?
I'm insinuating it's a curious transition.
Well, my background, as you pointed out, was in professional poker. I had been pretty successful at one point. I'd been ranked as high as #2 in the world, and in 2008 I'd won one of the World Series of Poker golden bracelets, but I didn't want to spend all my time growing up in a casino. So I went to the University of Chicago, and it was there that my co-founder, Farbod Sharaka, whose aunt was a local florist, was telling her his frustrations over and over and over again. And it wasn't until he came to us and pulled us to a table we realized how big of a pain point this was, and we figured we could use the University of Chicago and all its resources to bring this to reality.
Understood. So you wanted to basically disrupt a business, to borrow a phrase. Tom hates that word, and yet it's very apropos. Andrew Parker of Spark Capital joining us from Boston. You're the guy who's actually writing the check. What is it? I understand the concept now, but what is it that convinced you and others to write seven-figure checks?
Well, I was really impressed by the quality of the team here. I think that David, Farbod, and their third co-founder, Greg, just have a really deep knowledge of their market and enthusiasm for the problem. You know, they really feel for the florists in this industry and want to solve their ability to get online distribution. I love the quality of the product as I use it personally, and also, when I talked to florists, the feedback that they gave me, both about the economic deal of using the platform and also the quality of the product in terms of their experience of the user interface, is just terrific.
Andrew, it's Olivia here. I want to bring in our single best chart today. We're looking at the amount of money flowing into venture capital here. Despite high valuations, investors, it seems, continue to funnel significant amounts of capital into their startups. A total of $59 billion has been invested in about 5,300 deals globally in 2014. That's about 60% more that was invested during the same period last year. You know, obviously it seems that money is growing on trees in Silicon Valley. If a kid out of college can turn Snapchat into a $10 billion company, everybody wants to get involved. Given the environment, are you finding it hard to find projects that you think are fairly valued?
No, I see no shortage of deal flow. Implied in your question is, fairly valued. I think that valuations over the last, call it 4 to 5 years, at the stage at which I invest, which is the seed and Series A stage, are up maybe 20% or something like that. I think later stage valuations are up more than that, and that's driven by two primary reasons. One is the increase in public market comps, as public markets basically trade at a higher value for their same amount of business. That causes later stage valuations to rise. And also, I think there's a desire to be in the kingmaker, the breakout. When you see these really large venture rounds for companies like, say, Uber or Airbnb, large venture rounds in the private market, the valuations there, I think, are driven by the desire to be in the kingmaker company.
All right, Andrew, it's fascinating to hear the numbers. David, I want to hear more about the story of BloomNation. And we've been showing these images, beautiful flowers, so next time I want to send Olivia a bouquet, I know where to go.
Oh, thank you.
It's all about, I guess you call it artisanal. What do you do now to take that $6 million and build your business of delivering artisanal flowers to people anywhere in the country?
Yeah, I think we just continue to scale the business. Andrew is a big part of our seed fund, and that was to get to proof of concept. Now it's to go ahead and bring more internal people to go ahead and build the mobile app. We're entering the wedding and event space and continue to bring some of the best floral talent, because as you purchase through BloomNation, the major difference from companies like 1-800-Flowers and FTD is when you go to the site, you're actually seeing the real arrangement.
Yes.
And the florist snaps
you.
And
that is huge. It's not just a generic image.
No.
I'm excited for you. You have to promise me one thing. You will try to eliminate baby's breath. I can't say it. That's the little white filler. David, thank you so much. Also, thanks to you, Andrew.